get those crazies out of the government. We need our Congress for everyone's benefit. The 1%, they just take what they like. We've got to show up and vote for our rights. So vote in November. Vote, a time to remember. Vote, don't be late. Vote, don't procrastinate. It's our country, our democracy. We can't afford mediocrity. If we do nothing, our hope floats away.
How y'all doing?
Get up,
I hope y'all are having a fine day. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Anyway, I'm glad you're here. First one to jump in was Bart Larson, followed by the Remixtress was with us. Jeff Curry and Gary Spring is here. Deborah Douglas, Dorothy Tyndall, thank you very much for being here. Jeanette Miller, Nancy Halverson is with us. Big Johnson's in the room. The stringed assassin is in the room. Adina Michael, Jeff Curry, BW is here. Kelly Duncan, thank you, baby. There's Stephanie Dean, and Jay is there, so the romance is just floating through the air. You could smell it. Smart-ass Squaw's with us. Hey, Joe, Ohio Dad 70. Always glad to see you, Joe. I hope Steve is doing fine. I hope the whole family's doing fine. Bart Larson, Michael Falbister is here. Aaron Trombley, Mark Perkins. Ooh, there's Carolyn and John Majesco. Carolyn, I've been seeing all your pictures you're posting. What a life, huh, baby? As a matter of fact, I got a letter from them, and that's exactly what it is about life, baby. James Cooper, Jeanette Miller, Josie Marquise, thank you for being here. It's almost time, baby. Indeed, it is almost time. Let me jump on down here. Jan Beats is here. Jean Prim, Nancy Halverson, thank you. Teresa Diggum. Teresa Diggum, isn't it your birthday, baby? If I'm not mistaken, it is Teresa Diggum's birthday. I think it is. I'm going out on happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Teresa. Happy birthday to you. And if I'm wrong, that makes up for the next time it's your birthday. But I think it is. Anyway, I'm glad you're here. Sorry for missing Friday, baby. It's been a couple of rough days. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's like shit. This ain't good. You know, that's life. Ain't that what the old Blue Eyes sang about? That's life, baby. And it ebbs and flows. And today I'm on a high, baby. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling better than I have in a while. So that's a big plus in my book, and is in my family. So everybody here is, I hope it's her birthday. Jesus, I hope I'm not wrong, because everybody's telling Teresa happy birthday, and I think it is. And, well, Gary Spring, thank you very much. I missed y'all, too. It takes a lot for me to miss a Friday. And I told Travis, well, just, I can't. And I'm just, and Travis wrote on there, I'm exhausted, so I'll see y'all. I thought, well, that was real short and to the point, but John's fine. John just, you know, batteries need to be recharged every once in a while, just like everybody else's. But anyway, just like our country, baby. I put out a little video earlier. We're all getting old. Got to make plans ahead for all our future. And I think that's what I like to think what we're doing with this Blue Dot family, with this Democratic movement, with everything. is we've seen the danger our country is in, and we want to make plans, baby. We got to save the day. We can't let our future be squandered away by thieves and liars and cheats, which is exactly what Donnie is. And he had another rally up in Michigan last night, and boy, howdy shit. No, I didn't watch the whole thing. Marshall pulled it up so we could check it out and flip through it and see what he's saying. It's the same old bullshit about he should be king and all the woes and slings and arrows he has suffered for his beloved country, which he didn't give two shits for before. He still doesn't give two shits for. But it was the ending of it that I paid attention to, it with the little music playing there. It's just real sad. And it's just so terrible as he starts to explain how terrible America is right now. In the last year and a half, mind you, only in the last year and a half, have we gone down the tubes like you wouldn't believe. Shit, we're barely hanging on by a thread. The whole country is about to go up in flames, you'd hear. And the only real rescue it has is Donnie. But it was at the very end, I said it earlier, that bothered me. It's when he started talking about if you don't fight for it, you won't have a country. You won't have a democracy if we don't fight for it. Really? Democracy is the last thing you're fighting for. I don't think they want democracy. But he's using that same tone that he did after January 6th, on January 6th. That lock and load type shit. Let's get ready. It's going to be wild. He's trying to fester him up, baby. Try to get him real excited. But also, on the other hand, have noticed that his numbers are tanking. So, I'm going to pay attention to that. Yeah, I saw a story where his numbers are just really in the tube, down to about 32% within the Republican Party. So Donnie's going south, and I think that trend has nothing to do except continue on a downward trend if the Republican Party ever wants to be taken seriously again, because at this point, it's a joke. They are insurrectionists. They want to do anything but win a vote. But anyway, my day's getting better, and I feel better today. So, Bernadette, how are you feeling today, baby? Feeling good?
I'm doing good, John.
Good. Then
I'm
we're
doing
both
really
feeling
good. It's
good.
a nice day out here. It's been perfect weather out here today, and saying blessings for several blue dots that are still, under the weather, having little accidents and things like that. So
There's
healing
no
blessings
shortage of
going out.
tragedy within this family.
No,
I'm telling you.
all of Florida needs a healing.
It is.
They have some idiots down there running that state, and I hope amongst all the travesty that's going down there, that the people down there wake up and realize that these people that are running your state have no good intentions for you. Vote them out.
Vote them out.
Vote
Right
them
now, you
out.
can't turn on your TV news
Oh,
without seeing
Jesus.
the heartache. And again, I emphasize so much with them because we have been in. I bet my family has been in that situation to where it's just all gone. There's no stores. There's no gas stations. There's just nothing. There's just nothing. There's streets and destruction, and it's going to be that way for a long time. So the heartache that you see on TV right now is going to continue for a long, long time. Just to clean their property up.
Long time.
Yeah.
And I heard a statistic today that 29% of the people down there have insurance.
Not very many, huh?
Not
No.
very many. And how many of
You know why?
those had flood insurance? Had flood insurance
No, not
specifically
that many.
because the insurance companies are going to say this was a flood event, and it definitely was a wind event, and the floods were caused by the wind, but that ain't how they're
I don't
going to look at
understand
it.
it. It just putting flat numbers out there. If you insure your home for $100,000, so something happens to your home and it's no good no more, you should get $100,000. You should not have to go to the insurance company and negotiate shit. They didn't negotiate anything when they was charging that price all that time.
And paid years and years for
and
insurance
years
and going to get
and then all of a sudden when it's needed, well, we have to negotiate this because there's so much. Well, isn't that what we all pay for? But you're right, not everybody will have it. And that is another reflection on our society. Just the homelessness and the despair down there.
Just think that the property that will get built back will probably be owned by some foreign corporation, that's going to re-gentrify the whole area, and these people are going to be out of their lives,
Yes, there won't be
out
a
of their
lot.
livelihoods.
There won't be a
Yeah,
life.
exactly.
There's no electricity for a long time. There's going
And
to be nothing on
this
those
is
outer banks.
22 in America.
Yeah.
In America,
But it could,
we
the
have
same
people
thing
that
could
are
happen
suffering.
during an earthquake, a
Oh,
tornado,
yes,
a
or fire,
wildfire.
or anything,
These
John. It could
disasters,
be like that anywhere,
it could.
anywhere.
So we
Because
can't.
we are living climate change, and they have the
Indeed.
#1 climate denier down there running the state.
Yeah. Let me thank Sherry for coming in with $5 donation through Super Chat. Sherry, thank you very much, darling. We appreciate it very much. Thank you. Yeah. It's going to take a long time. But yeah, like I say, every time you look at the news, your heart goes out in knowing that it's going to take time. And time is really going to be the enemy down there. And you're right. There's going to be a lot of people that aren't going to rebuild. A lot of those properties will be snatched up by large corporations that are going to stick a big motel down there and make money off of it until the next storm comes in. Which hopefully
or till the next large building collapses again, because it's all limestone down there anyway, and it's all
shifting ground, but
saturated.
not really bedrock down there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this tragedy is going to go on for a while, and yeah, if you see a need that you can personally help with, yeah, reach out and do that. There's secure places where you can make donations, and
if you do make a donation, please check out the people that you are donating to, so that it's not a scam. I know us Blue Dots, we are smart, but we have family members out there that want to help other people. Help them help other people the right way.
Indeed.
Check out places that they can donate to. That's legit. It's not too hard.
Yeah. Let me thank Jess Coggins, who came in with a $2 donation. He said, "Give it up for Solar City, a city in Florida, no power outage." Yeah. Indeed, Jess Coggins, I saw that story. Thank you very much for the donation, brother. I did see that story.
And we have
and they
DJ in the audience with his hand up.
Let me get him.
John, just to let you know.
Okay. I did see the story on the city in Florida that damn near took a direct hit. It was pretty close, I understand. I didn't see it on the map, but it went through that storm without losing a bit of electricity. Town had electricity because the whole town is run by solar powers. So it's all stored energy. It's all in batteries, baby. Let the storm blow, lights still were on. What an accomplishment there. I've never seen anything like that. So yeah, hip hip hooray for those people. DJ, are you in the room?
Yeah.
How are you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty well. My wife went to school with a woman who's married to a guy, and they have a business in St. Louis, and I wouldn't say they're super rich, but they're rich. And they had a house or condo or something down in Naples, and he's down there now, and it's got 1.5 feet of sand in the bottom floor of the condo.
Yeah,
they're having to rip out the drywall because they had like 4 feet of water in there, and they can't find people to work because so many people are trying to hire contractors. It's impossible to find somebody to do the work.
That is going to be a big thing. Justin Pennington, glad to see you. He was in St. Petersburg. He made it through without losing power. Good deal. Yeah, contractors. That is something that really is going to be an issue. There are reputable contractors, but then again, after any storm, there are people that flood the area looking to make a buck. And they'll do it quick and fast, whatever they can get out of you, and then leave you high and dry. We saw a lot of that in New Orleans right after Katrina. My brothers and I were there working, and we had people coming up on our job site offering us a lot more than what we were making on our job presently, just to walk off and go with them right now, and we wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I bet.
You can't do that. We were getting a fair price for what we were doing already. I wouldn't feel comfortable walking off and leaving that person hanging while you walk off and try to get some of this other guy's dough. It's just not the way to do good business.
These people have enough money that they can get their condo back into shape without insurance. However, they probably have insurance too. What bothers me are these people that don't have insurance that we're going to be paying for out of our taxes to put
Yeah.
them back together.
Yes, yes. As well we should, because that's what our taxes should be used for.
Well,
That is the necessity of life. Is not everybody has the money. When disaster
yeah.
strikes, it really doesn't give a shit how much money you got. What
Well, we've
matters
got people.
is how fast you can recover. If you do have money, it helps.
We've got
It,
people
it,
up on the Mississippi River up here in St. Louis. They get flooded out every year. We call them river rats, and they go right back and they build, and none of them have the money to rebuild. They always get federal assistance, and it's like
I live on
a
the river. I've
cycle that
been
goes
flooded
over
twice.
and over.
I've never gotten
You know,
federal assistance. I have flood insurance. One time, flood
well,
insurance paid for my outbuilding, but that's it. My house is up on stilts.
well,
I didn't have any
these people
damage.
don't even have flood insurance.
Yeah.
but
Most of
that's
them.
the thing. That's the thing. The question is not should we help these people that need to be helped. The question is, should we be building in these areas in the first place? Because
Exactly.
these
Should we
storms,
allow them to build there?
these
Yes.
storms are not going to get
And if we do,
lighter. They're not going
why
to
don't
get
we buy them?
smaller.
Bernadette, why don't we buy them flood insurance to make sure we don't have to pay later? I'd see my taxes buying them flood insurance.
You know what? Something needs
taxes
to be
have gone
done
up.
because whatever policies and programs we have available to us now are antiquated compared to what we're
Yeah.
going through.
There's
They're
a lot of
antiquated. They were made for 100-year floods, for 500-year floods. We have this shit going on every
We're gonna
2,
start
3, 4
having it
years
coming.
now.
They're
All
forecasting
the
that
time.
storms are going to be larger and more frequent
Exactly.
with the higher
absolutely
temperatures out in the
global
water.
warming.
That's what
Yeah.
it's going to be. So we have this to look forward to. So
There are some
even if
smart
you
people who build on stilts.
even if you
Around
have
the
insurance,
river.
good luck getting it, because it's not like they're going to transfer their ass out there tomorrow and give you a check for shit. You'll be lucky if you get anything in the first year. You
I
know,
imagine it's pretty hard to get it
is.
once you've taken advantage of it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, well,
Uh,
when you have whole industries like the insurance industry pulling out of
Is it-
places like Florida because they know that these storms are getting worse and they're collecting these people's money and they're not going to pay out. They already know
Yeah.
that.
Well, are they going to reinsure them is the question.
Yeah,
No,
there's a
they're
big
not.
question. Dorothy
No,
Tyndall
they're
just
not.
wrote
Why
in the
would
chat.
they?
She wrote, I evacuated, no insurance, stressed to the max, finally got back, neighbor's roof up against the back of my home, mine untouched, just got electric, stress had made me sick. So Dorothy Tyndall, thank goodness your house came through. As long as I get that other
Very
guy's
fortunate.
roof off of you, it might get better. But I'm glad you have electricity, because for a lot of people that's going to be the big issue. They're not going to have
They
power
said-
for a long time in some areas.
They said that the Naples, the hospital grid around the Naples hospital, there are
Right.
some people who live within the block of the hospital. The grid of the hospital extends around those people, so those homes have electricity too, because they're so close to the hospital. They have to keep it
Right.
on.
More, honey. Well, it's going to hurt for a long time down there. And so, yeah, any support we can give, we need to give. And, you know, the sad part about there's, you know, more than half the people don't have any insurance. A lot of them people are just renters. you
Yeah.
know,
exactly.
and just lost their job. You know,
Yeah.
it's the compassion of our nation that has allowed us to have people survive this, but it's never been easy. It has to be better. It could be
Do
better.
the owners have insurance
Oh, you know,
that they're renting from?
well, I would imagine, but that's not going to help the renter. You know,
No,
unless you
it's not.
specifically have renter's insurance, and I'm not even sure that would cover it. Misha Chick, are
Exactly.
you in the room?
I am, John.
How are you doing this evening, dear?
I'm okay. You know,
Good.
it's my understanding that there's only 29% of the people down there insured for 2 reasons. One, because insurance companies had already pulled out. They weren't going to insure down there at all. And the other one is it's so expensive.
It is
they can't
very
afford it.
expensive. If you live on the coast, and which I do, insurance is very expensive. It seems like it goes up all the time. Nothing you can do about it. Well, that's the way it is. You know, it puts
Yeah.
a burden on the household. And
You're not on
anybody's.
stilts, are you, John?
Yes. And some of my stilts are not in good shape. Some of them I go out there and look at and go, holy shit, I got problems.
Well, you're
this
smart.
is an
At
old
least you're on
house.
stilts.
I am
Yeah,
on
at least you're on
stilts.
stilts.
We've gone through several floods. We've had pretty high water. I've been probably under the house, probably the deepest, probably a little over the knee under the house.
Well,
The
still,
thing
at
is,
least your house is
it lasts for a while. It doesn't flood like a lot. My floods do not happen like a lot of water rush down the water. Nope, mine is one of those creepers. It just keeps rising and slowly coming up, and the current shifts out from where the current normally is to more towards my house. But I am in a bend of a river, and when it floods, the pressure is on the opposite bank of mine. So I constantly, every flood, see that bank cave in. Big portions of it just cave into the river. And
well, my grandfather always said, build on a hill.
Yeah, that's smart. That's smart. But dumbass me wants water around him, so yeah, I got water. No, I love this place. It's a beautiful
But
place.
I'm 2 miles from the Mississippi, but I'm up on a ridge that overlooks the river,
Well,
I can't quite see the river because I'm a couple miles away, but I'm in what they call the bluffs.
the
And I'm
fact
on
of the
top
matter,
of a bluff.
the fact of the matter, all of us live in an area where something could happen. Either an earthquake,
And if
fires.
if it's not flood, it will get to the point where in California, insurance companies will pull out because of the fires,
Yeah.
or not so much earthquake. I mean, you have to buy earthquake insurance anyway to be covered
Thank you,
by
Valerie.
earthquake.
You can't get earthquake unless you have a earthquake insurance in Missouri. You cannot get it unless you have a brick home. Stick homes will not be covered.
Because when the earth shakes,
Now,
things
ask me
fall
that.
down.
Which one is gonna need the insurance though?
Yeah, well, in
The brick home
California,
is
you
gonna
have
survive this.
in order to be covered by an earthquake, you have to buy earthquake insurance.
Yeah.
So
Right, and the only time I've ever been able to get it is on a brick home. On a stick
Right.
home, which we now have, they will not sell this earthquake insurance. We tried to get it.
Why you all people live where Mother Nature beats the hell out of you?
This is this is the what do you call it? The fault that runs down through Reelfoot Lake and down through Tennessee. What do they call that fault here in Missouri? What is it?
I'm sorry.
The the New Madrid Fault. We live on the New Madrid Fault. We had one
See,
about
Josie
2.5
Marquise
months ago.
just said, I'm used to earthquakes. No, wait a minute. Back up the bus. Here's the deal. Hurricanes are devastating, as we see in Florida. But the thing about hurricanes normally is you can see them coming. Okay, well, you got to get ready. Let's get ready and do the best you can, and it might devastate everything. But at least you're ready for it.
I slept through two earthquakes.
Earthquakes and tornadoes? No, there ain't no warning. It's here now. It's like
but they don't last for hours and hours and hours like that.
That's
John.
true. I related the story about me going through the eye of Hurricane Betsy when I was young, and it's an experience I'll never forget. It's quite an experience to be in the eye. Smart-ass squaw says she misses her earthquakes. So everything is relative,
Tornado
baby.
warning systems are getting better and better, John.
Indeed, and technology will advance, but it's not going to be so with the hurricanes. Hurricanes are what they are. They're going to be big, nasty, and they're going to tear up anything they hit. So wherever the eye is coming in, huh? Yeah, well,
Trump's going to nuke them.
Yeah, he's going to nuke them. That's the mentality of Trump. What do we do?
Let's hope he does it out in the ocean.
Let's see. We got a new visitor. Let's invite
He's
Kathy Wood up. Huh?
He has just proven to be
He's worse than
smarter
anything.
than
Anything.
probably a walnut to pick up and crack on the under the tree.
I listened to part of his little meeting last night, and it's just disgusting. Kathy, are you with us? Curtis, I'm sorry. I'm blind, buddy. That doesn't say Kathy. That says Curtis. I need new glasses,
I'm
brother.
not so sure.
Everything looks a bit fuzzy over there. I'm glad. Curtis, no wonder I said you've been here before. Curtis has been with us before.
Yes, I
Hello,
have.
Curtis.
It's been a while, but yeah. but I looked over there and all I could see was Kathy. It's a C and A. I think that's a T. It must be Kathy. How are you been doing, Curtis?
Well, good and bad.
Well, I hope the good outweighs the bad.
You know what?
Go ahead.
I can't help but think. This is probably a terrible thing to say, but I wish there was some damn way we could help out all the good people in Florida while telling them maggots to pick themselves up by the bootstraps.
Yeah, you wish you could do that, but that's not true. That's where we all, we like to think as a country that when a disaster happens that we're all going to come together. No, I understand, Curtis, how you feel, because there's some people down there I'd like to, you fucking idiot. But
the guy flying the fuck Biden flag out in the middle of the storm, I don't think he should receive much help.
Yeah, well,
you
can't turn your back.
Let's hope he blew away.
On idiots, idiots will be idiots, and even they need medical attention and help, and you hope. You hope that they realize.
If you're drowning, you turn your back on the idiot, or you try to knock him the fuck out.
Well, when I was going through dive school, that was one of the things they taught you, that if you buddy diving,
that is what they teach you.
That's right, baby. If they have that dazed look in your eye, in their eye, and they're coming after your regulator, oh, you got problems, baby. So yeah, sometimes it comes down to that, but.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Gotta do what you have to do in those kind of situations. Yeah.
Outrun your buddy.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't just outswim your buddy.
Mr. Chick, how was that rally in Warren last night with Trump?
Oh, I just can't watch. I'm sorry.
Well, they said it was really small in a small area. I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out.
They always say that, so I really don't know.
I gotta say, for me, I saw the crowd from a farther away angle, and he had a pretty good crowd. There was a pretty good crowd. It wasn't a huge crowd. It wasn't huge, but it was a pretty good sized crowd. That bothers me.
He's got some travelers that just come to all.
Yeah, I seen a story about that.
He pays them to travel around with them, and they do. They get their little checks, so they get on a bus and they go wherever.
I understand there's like a bingo game going around, seeing if you can fill your card up with the same faces that were at the last rally. Yeah. Bingo!
That must have started when COVID hit and nobody could get out and work, so they needed to make money.
It actually started when he came down the golden escalator because he's been paying people to show up.
As a matter of fact, they were just showing some stint about, I guess it was Trump on some special, and this was from the 80s. Mikhail Gorbachev was head of Russia, president of Russia, and had visited the United States, and Trump put out a press release and everything that Gorbachev was going to come by Trump Towers to say hello to Trump, and all the media were there. A lot of people were out there. They filmed the whole thing, and here comes the limousine. Guy jumps out, says hello, say, how you doing, and then he gets back to the limousine. That wasn't him. He just staged the whole freaking thing. Are you? Yeah, now you know. It's history looking back. But yeah, it was a fake guy. Well, they didn't just find that out. They found that out years ago. That it was all just a publicity stunt, which sums up his whole life.
Did he even look like Gorbachev?
Yeah, sort of. If you didn't know exactly who Gorbachev looked like, you'd go, "Oh well, yeah, that's the guy with the mark on his head. That's it." So yeah, but the encounter only lasted a brief few, not even a minute, maybe minute and a half at the most. And the guy always kind of had his head down. Trump and him was shaking hands and all. Yeah, they showed it on TV the other day, and it was just all a setup. So go figure.
It's baffling to my brain why anybody follows this idiot. But then that's just my brain.
I really do. I think those numbers are going to start dwindling. I really do. He is losing support. He's down to like 32% within the Republican Party now. So he doesn't even have a majority in the Republican Party.
The poorest people in the country only have 2% of the wealth, so a lot of those people may be in such dire straits that they're following him because they just have false hope.
Well,
He doesn't pick the very middle class people. Well, he gets more of the sort of working class and lower class people
with
at his
yeah,
rallies.
he picks their pocket a little at a time because he sells them what they want to hear, and a lot of those people are just bigoted, asshole, racist. Gotta call it like it is, and you're not gonna be. I don't want them on my side. I don't want a racist over on our side. Keep your shit over there with your Republican friends.
Well, he doesn't need to preach to the billionaires because they know he's on their side.
Indeed. He wants
My neighbor across the street was using the N-word the other night.
Really? My neighbor
blacks,
plays songs about it. So let me thank this real quick, and then we got somebody in the room. Matt Outa, I hope I pronounced that right, donated $10. Thank you very much, Matt. And said, John, did you guys know, according to Marjorie MTD, Trump flew into Florida in advance of the Hurricane Ian to avoid being deposed? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he got out of being deposed because of the hurricane.
Yes.
And he didn't get anything down there. He got a little wind and rain. That's it.
No, he attempted to be out of being deposed.
Yes.
But the judge in that case said, decided to give the attorneys for the other side because it's a class action lawsuit that's being filed against him for some scam that his criminal organization brought before he even ran for president, and that suit has been going on for over 5 years.
What about the rape thing? Is he being deposed for that at all?
The what thing?
What?
The woman who sued him for a civil suit for raping her.
That's a whole different case, and from what I understand, he
I don't think there was a ruling on that.
He got a little bit of favor going in his favor about that, but that case is going to probably end up in front of the Supreme Court because he was the sitting president when he made those statements, and that's what he's arguing about.
The court is going to be faced with some very big cases in the next.
This other case that he was supposed to be deposed for, by Friday he was supposed to be deposed. So he flew in ahead of the hurricane to try to get those attorneys to fly down to Mar-a-Lago and depose him. They said no and went back to the court and said it's ludicrous that he wants us to do this, because he was just trying to get out of being deposed since it was the last day. And the judge said, no, you got 30 more days to depose this guy. And so he didn't really gain anything off of that, flying in ahead of the hurricane thing.
They were secretly hoping that he'd get walked away and they could just wash their hands.
Yes.
Exactly.
Well, he was hoping that he wasn't going to be deposed in that case at all, and the judge said no.
It's always a case of delay with Donnie.
And we were all hoping he'd just be flattened at Mar-a-Lago, but that didn't work.
I know it. Ozzy Dave, are you in here, brother?
I'm in the room.
How are you doing,
I'm
brother?
in the room. All right, mate. All right.
Good.
Mate, you can talk about me as much as you want. I won't listen.
We'll clean it up. Don't worry.
My heart goes out to Floridians. I am concerned that they're going to see now the grifters come out that are going to offer to fix things at mammoth prices, and they're not even tradesmen. The grafting is going to go on with.
It's a sad situation because there are plenty of people that are going to run down there to take advantage of people.
Yes,
Because
they're going to be doing work for
cash. There's going to be a lot of money floating around.
Yeah, and someone's going to grab that FEMA money and that government assistance, which is going to come. Biden won't turn his back on them like Trump did with Puerto Rico, etc. Certainly, someone's going to come down there, the grifters, and get as much of that government money as they can. So it's sad to see that.
The grifters are going to come out. Donnie is already out. Marcia and I were wondering if he is going to file any kind of claim for hurricane damage on Mar-a-Lago.
Oh, I bet he will.
I bet he will, too.
Yeah.
I bet there's something went wrong.
He's done it before.
Yes.
So why wouldn't
he? He would.
He has done it before.
I
wanna-
didn't see anything wrong with it.
Reporting out there, folks.
Only if he
What's
got
What's wrong with
damaged.
it is Trump's ass
Where
owns
he is,
it. That's
Miami
what's
didn't get a
wrong
whole
with it.
lot. Miami
But
didn't get a whole
he
lot.
didn't get any storm damage that I could see.
No, not that I could
Guys,
see on, but I haven't been down there to
And,
inspect, but I'm
and
sure he did.
does that matter to this asshole? Does
Hey,
it matter
listen,
to
guys.
him?
No, it doesn't
No.
He doesn't
matter.
care.
If there's a way to make money, he's going to do it.
Thank you.
He's
Thank
going to
you.
take any
Anybody-
advantage to make money. That's what Republicans do while they wave the flag. Talk about
Don't
how
worry,
great
DeSantis
patriots
will
are.
give him
oh,
some.
you give it away? They'll be right there in a heartbeat, get as much as they can.
And
Smile all over
to
everybody.
someone else has made a point on the show a short while ago about the N-word being flashed around. Well, I can recall, and it's the same thing she's seen. It was either the Rebel HQ or one of those shows showed a video clip of a Karen character, because all those Karens and Kens,
Oh,
they're
really?
fucking MAGA people. She was in a store, and the lady serving her, she called her an N, and because she was black, but she was in shock, and the other customers around her were in shock and saying, "You can't say that. That is disgusting." Blah blah blah. She said, "Get used to it. It's freedom of speech." And if Trump gets back in, you'll hear a lot more. And
see,
she
there
walked
you
out.
go. There's the telltale sign. When Trump gets back
Right
in,
there, yeah.
that's who they are.
Yep.
And that's who
They still
he
believe
is.
he's going to be president.
I hope she
And-
gets
and
used to
this
having a
is-
broken nose.
This is the reason why these people vote for him, because he
Yeah.
says,
Yes.
and they believe wholeheartedly with everything that they have,
Good
that
people
what
on-
he says he's going to
Good
do.
people on both
You
sides.
have people up here getting ready to go to fucking court with the federal government. The oath keepers are sitting up there saying, we were going to be called to an insurrection by the president. That is their defense going
Yes.
in. Going
That's
in.
gonna
shocking,
hurt him.
isn't it?
That's
But
going to hurt
that
him.
may undermine Trump.
Yes.
That
Well,
defense
definitely
just may
will.
fix his ass.
Hey,
And I hope
They're
boss
saying-
told me to show up. I showed up. That's what the deal is.
They're saying
they're saying
they were
going
acting for the president. By presidential, they
Yep.
got presidential authority because he was the president at that point, still theoretically. So they were, in a way, I've got a good defense, but it was sink Trump, which is fine by me. But if any
What
of
do
those
you
oath
think of-
keepers, if any of those oath
Works
keepers
for
hurt
me.
someone,
I mean, I don't think it's going to work for them, and I don't think it will work for
no,
Trump
it won't work for
fucking
them.
ass.
No.
But
Well,
it works
he's
for
too
me.
The
stupid
last
to
guy just
stop.
got 7 years. The last guy just got 7 years, and that was an easy off.
There's one facing 20 years.
Right, and I hope he gets every bit of it.
Yeah.
I hope
But
that
Trump
look at
Because
every one of them.
to
these
stop
charges
saying
are,
this.
are sedition. These
He's threatened
charges
Mitch
are
McConnell with
sedition,
death.
and
They
Yes,
need,
they is.
they need to
It's a
set this example
seditious
now
conspiracy.
because,
Yes.
like I say,
Back
Donnie's
in-
reloading. That's what he's doing.
He subtly called for somebody to kill Mitch McConnell. He said he had a death wish.
that's
He's
what-
asking one of his MAGA fools to come out and kill
And that's
McConnell.
the
He's
chance
putting,
that
he's
he's
putting
taking
targets on people's backs.
when he uses
He's
that
putting
kind of
targets
language
on
out there.
people's backs. This is wrong.
and yet,
this is wrong.
yet you have Little Miss Three Letters for name running around saying
MTG.
Democrats. Yeah, I can't do that. The Democrats are killing Republicans. She's out there
She
saying that
lies.
shit right now. Well,
They're
we all know
blatant
she
lies.
lies.
Ain't it sad?
They're blatant lies. No one's been shot in the. And
They
I
can
don't
do
think
it
been
because
shot
they
in the
know
back.
nobody on their
Ozzy,
side is going to do any
Ozzy,
fact
it's
checking
not
for
a-
anything.
But it's not a matter of fact that she's lying. It is what she is saying is dangerous as fuck.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Everything
well,
Donnie is
she got
saying is
arrested.
dangerous because
at
they
her.
don't
Yeah.
care.
Why is she not
They're
arrested?
looking for that. It
What
almost
really-
it almost
what
succeeded
I'm
on January.
saying is dangerous. That what these people are saying is dangerous as fuck. Not only to our democracy,
three
but to
letters, yeah,
people's
I caught
freaking
that,
lives.
Well,
I can't call her anything else
Trump
but
won't
that.
have any problem if somebody kills McConnell because of the fact he won't be up for it. It'll be the person who killed him, but even though they killed him on his request. Trump's a safe up there.
That's the way. That's the way.
He didn't say that. He didn't do
Yeah.
that.
That's how
He
they
tells
all
other people
work.
things and then
Cannot
he
take
doesn't
responsibility
stand
for
by
other-
them when they do it.
For other people's actions. That's all that it would be.
Yeah, he's
Great.
yelling.
He does not care what he
Okay.
incites people. Do you think he
Little
gave a
Miss
shit?
Three
about-
Letters work that way. Matt Gates works that way. Trump works that way. They all fucking work that way.
That's the way it becomes in the Republican Party now. That's how come we have 29 states running with election deniers. They all take the cue from Donnie. They all.
Yeah.
If Donnie says it, well, you know, they can all say it. He's given permission for everybody to say it. You didn't win. You cheated.
You have the wife of a Supreme Court
There
justice
you go.
out there telling the January 6th committee that she believes that the election was stolen. This is a
Yeah.
woman that has every fucking resource available to her.
Have you
And-
heard
and
about
You
the
know what?
text?
The MAGA people think to themselves, well, she's the wife of Supreme Court Justice. She must
That's
know
exactly.
what's really going. That's stupid.
They have the text between her and her husband, and it looks pretty incriminating. These texts between the two of them, that Clarence baby was in on the whole thing with his wife. There is
Of
a
course it
On
was.
that-
there is a
on that note-
Republican now who is going after Thomas, saying, "Here are these texts. Why the hell is the January 6th committee not bringing this out and showing that he was talking to her and was part of this whole thing?" Well, Liz Cheney said that they don't want to take away attention from what's going on with the committee to keep it respectful. If they go after him, they're afraid it'll turn into a media circus. That's
Matt?
what Liz Cheney said.
That Matt Otta just came in with a $5 donation and said Jenny Thomas believes the election was stolen. Raskin says that's a remarkable for someone married to a Supreme Court justice. Everyone should be alarmed. I love Raskin.
Yes.
I love that guy.
I love him.
He-
President Ruskin.
Yeah, he doesn't mince words. He gets after it. But yeah, I saw part of that. It's remarkable for somebody married to a Supreme Court justice that she thinks it's.
Yeah.
And it says everything. Thomas has just shown himself to be, to me, an illegitimate judge anyway. But this just, to me, in my eyes, proves it. Yeah, he would vote to overturn it.
And Roberts has
Cannon is
lost
Trump's
control
lawyer, isn't she now?
over this court because of it.
What was that?
Cannon is Trump's lawyer. That's the way she's acting. Judge Cannon is acting like
Yeah.
Trump's lawyer.
That's exactly
She's
what
doing
she's
everything in
doing.
her power.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
She's doing everything in her power to make it
a
easy.
feeling that Judge Cannon is about to have the 11th Circuit come down
She
on
is
her
exactly
ass.
what we all
Oh,
think
Do
she
you think they
is.
will?
She
She is a
will they rule
judicial
tomorrow?
hack for Donnie. That's who Judge
Do you
Cannon
think they're
is.
going to rule tomorrow?
I hope.
Are
I
they going
don't-
to rule tomorrow?
I don't know that they're going to rule tomorrow, but they will be coming out ruling against her because she's completely fucking wrong. She's a fucking idiot.
Well, there are people
She's
saying
got
they
a-
think they have
But,
enough evidence
see,
to throw her out.
The thing with that is, yes, she's an idiot, but she's
The
like
11th
Donnie. She
Circuit
is gonna.
can't just throw her out. She has to be impeached just like any other justice from
Well,
the court.
It says that
But they can definitely stop her
or
from
the
getting
DOJ.
cases.
It says the DOJ appeal could mean it will be good night, Aileen. Now, whatever that means.
Good night,
Well,
it's a song.
I'm
Good
just,
night, Eileen's
I'm
a
just
song.
glad that the DOJ is not going to just sit back and take her rulings for any credibility because she's a fucking idiot.
Well, I
Isn't
think
there
this
a
means
law
she's going to get
department?
removed.
Isn't there a law or a legal ethics department within the White House that controls this sort of
yes,
thing?
there is an ethics department in the White House. Yes. They could.
Well, wouldn't this come under that? Her legal ethics are really out there, and she's not qualified to be there. And you got unqualified people put them in job by unqualified people.
That's the
Poor.
the thing is
She
that
was
Supreme Court
put there
justices
by
are there
Trump.
for life, unless they are impeached and removed, which is highly unlikely.
And she sits on the federal court, so she would have to be impeached.
She would have to be impeached.
Yeah.
Which
And then
it
she'd
seems
only
like
get,
she's working hard on being able to. Yeah.
She is.
She'd
fucking
only get
idiot.
demoted though, wouldn't she? To parking tickets, like doing low she wouldn't.
I don't
She'd be
even know if
losing
I'd
her
trust her with that.
ability to be a senior judge, because this should have been given
He
to a
could
senior
get
judge.
impeached off the court and lose her fucking job, is what could happen.
And she should.
Well, there's-
Because she has
She's
shown
gonna be
herself to be
convicted, isn't
ignorant
she?
of the law, for one thing.
but
ruling the
she's
way
got to be
she did.
convicted, doesn't she?
I'm sorry, say that again.
She would have to be
She's
charged.
got to be impeached and convicted, doesn't she?
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
is it like the?
Yeah. my
She
book,
would
it
have
would
to
be
be
nice.
convicted in an impeachment.
Yeah. Yeah.
The same thing applies. Like you would do a president. That's what the judges
Yep.
would have to go through.
Well, who would be the person or the people sitting to decide whether to convict her if she's impeached?
It would have to be the House,
That-
I guess.
I believe it would be the House and the Senate, just like in the presidency.
Oh, okay.
Then I'm not exactly sure. The three separate branches, the executive branch, the judicial, and the legislative.
Yeah, they
are
put a check
co-equal.
on one another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They put a check on each other, so it would have to be. It would have to be the House. Let me thank Gene Prim, who came in with a $5.
And it would convict.
Let me thank Gene Prim, who came in with $5 and said, "I love y'all more than football, but honey, the Chief is getting ready to play. Night all, she's going to watch the Chiefs. I don't blame you, baby."
Don't blame you. I mean, it's so confusing. It's so
My Cowboys played earlier.
stressful right now. Go get some entertainment.
Yeah, go
You
enjoy
deserve
the
it.
game, Gene.
Yep.
When's the next committee meeting? January 6th meeting. When's that, guys? You got
They
a
haven't
date?
said
They
yet.
haven't.
We
They
don't
have
know.
not
They have
rescheduled
not
it yet.
rescheduled yet. We're waiting to find out it now. Hello, David Robinson. I didn't see you in there, but somebody said hello to him. Say, I hope Sally's fine. Yeah, no, we haven't heard yet. It's
That's
still-
sad.
They're
And it's
letting the disaster take precedent right now.
Let me just say
maybe
the
well they
conversation
should.
in a.
Go ahead.
Let me just say the conversation in a slightly skewed way. I seen
Turn the
Putin's
wheel,
speech the
buddy.
other day, and obviously it was been promoted that all those people in that watching him in that audience, all the oligarchs and the government people were scared shitless or were pissed off or they weren't
Are
with
you
him.
talking about
But
Putin?
they were, Putin's
Oh,
speech
yeah.
to his millions.
Carrying
Um,
Russia flags.
But he's now saying he's annexed these areas and it's going to be good for Russia, blah, blah, blah. Yet he's lost control of those areas. The Ukrainians have just pushed him out of there.
The-
I
for
don't know
them.
what's going on. He's an idiot. He's a unwell man.
losing it,
We
which
have to
makes
worry
him
about
even-
him.
which makes him more dangerous. He just
Well,
proclaimed
it's
the
just
annexation
by,
of the Ukrainian territory and declared it Russian territory and says he's going to defend it as he would Russia. But he's getting his ass kicked
They've
and
lost
run
some
out.
of it.
Yeah, they've already lost
The
some.
last 20. In the last 48 hours or so, they've lost thousands of kilometres of it.
Seems
but
to be
here
he's
you've
in a
got
bind.
Greece.
So what's
You've
he
got
going to
Greece
do?
telling Putin to use low-range nuclear or low-yield nuclear weapons.
That's what they're
That's what
thinking-
Greece is
that's
telling
what they're
Putin to do.
thinking that he might do.
That'd be the
And
biggest mistake he ever made.
What would our response be? Because now Ukraine has already asked for
You don't
entrance into
think
NATO.
that NATO
and
has low-yield nuclear weapons
I think it's
to
9
go
countries.
after him with?
9 countries have already agreed to let Ukraine in to NATO. It has to be
Yeah.
unanimous. It has to be unanimous. So
I mean, the sooner the better. Then he's screwed.
let's hope. It's that old thing. You got to watch what you wish for. If nukes start getting towed around, even tactical nukes, it opens that door. And then where are we all?
Yeah.
This is a very
Why don't we
delicate
send Trump?
situation. Yes,
Why
send
don't we
Trump.
send Trump
Yeah.
with a dirty bomb in a suitcase in his luggage
Let's
and
stick one
when
up
he
his
goes to
ass.
meet with Putin?
Let's slick one in his ass. Nobody will notice. You'll walk the same way anyway. Yeah, this. I heard him on his little speech. If he had been president, this whole war wouldn't have happened. Yeah, wouldn't be a war because Donnie would have just turned the damn thing over.
God, I was just.
He would have just
You know-
turned Ukraine right over to Russia and turned his back and would told NATO that United
That's why
States would not-
America First fools are carrying Russian flags.
He would have 100% backed Putin. Trump
Of course he would have.
Yes.
Because he doesn't love Ukraine. I mean, they didn't back him with the attack on Biden. I mean, he would have to. Trump would love to have Ukraine blown up after the shit that they've given him.
Really?
Remember, he tried to extort them.
Yes. The Ukrainians.
He'd be happy to see the Ukrainians be blown up.
Sure.
He doesn't. He just want to know where they're going to use. Are you going to buy some American weapons and how much my commission?
Yeah, you need some help here, but hey, I need a little help here too. Why don't you say this, that, and the other? Yeah, I remember that.
You guys, it is a good thing that Biden is president right
Yes,
now.
it is.
It
Yes,
is.
it is.
It is.
It's a stronger NATO and a bigger NATO.
We got to keep them there too.
That's right.
Yes.
Let me thank
Well,
Matt who just came back in with another $5. Matt, thank you very much. And he said Donnie's lawyer claims Donnie's being bullied. Yeah, he's being
I've
bullied.
seen that.
You hear
Yeah, let's
McConnell's
stick it
wife's
to, I don't give a
response?
shit. What? That's a lady
McConnell's
lawyer.
wife
ain't it? Or
said,
is
"I
it-
may be an immigrant, but so's your wife, but she's from Epsteinistan or
Epstein.
someplace like that."
Mm-mm. Yeah,
Epsteinia.
he had to go to immigrants. I don't think a woman in America would have married his ass. He's disgusting. Come on, man. What sane woman would have his ass? There's a limit.
She doesn't want
you
his
know, a lot of
ass,
money,
she
but
wants his money.
look what you'd have to put up with. No.
Ew.
Yeah,
Ooh,
She wants his money.
Ooh, not only physically, but just mentally, his attitude.
Yeah.
He thinks he's God's gift to everything. God's gift to women, God's gift to this country, God's gift to the world, baby. That's who Donnie thinks he is. And he continues
all
to think that.
all these people who support Russia, Donnie and his America First, his MAGAs, they should all be put in Siberia in a gulag.
Yeah. Well,
How about Florida and Mar-a-Lago?
Well, if you made Mar-a-Lago a prison, yeah.
We could fence it in.
we could discuss that.
You know, with all these tax violations, if the tax department goes after him, he could lose Mar-a-Lago.
I hope so. And you're right, because he's going to have tax problems. That's what Letitia James up in New York, when she said when she brought this civil lawsuit, she made a referral to the IRS and to the Southern District of New York. So you can expect some shit out of the IRS coming soon.
If he loses it, ought to be opened as a public golf course for all the people who can't afford it otherwise.
I'd prefer
Hey,
to
David
see it.
David Robinson had a good idea in the YouTube
turn
chat.
it
Why don't
into
we
a-
build a wall around it?
Why don't we turn it
Yes.
around it?
Lovely.
Why don't we turn it into a homeless shelter?
That would
Nice
work too.
property.
All these ideas.
Lot of rooms there.
A
Capacity to
vet
feed large
rehabilitation
amounts of people. Huh?
for vets, rehabilitation for vets.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. You could turn it into a
Yeah,
rehab
you could
hospital.
turn it into the Russian consulate. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what, if Donnie had his way.
His office there is on the
Thought
second
it was the
floor.
Russian consulate south.
Exactly.
Okay.
His office is on the second floor. Where are they so
Donnie wishes he was in the Russian
where he's
consulate
keeping the
sometimes, I
classified
bet.
documents? Are they in the basement?
Well, you
Meaning,
saw
did he
where the
have to carry
National
them
Archives
there
came
up to
out
the
and said,
second
no,
floor?
we do not have all the documents back. So the National
Right.
Archives is coming out.
They're saying that he should look elsewhere.
Yeah, that we need to keep looking because they're not all there yet. So what
No,
does
they're
that
not.
say?
Have they searched the other golf course
No,
yet?
not yet.
No.
Ivana.
Ivana,
Yeah, dig her up.
Ivanka.
I want to dig her up.
I'm just saying, you know.
Well, they
Well,
might want
I
to
want to know
search
what
what
all
is it
these
he has
boxes
in
are doing in my
Scotland? What's
casket.
the name of that? They might
I'm
want to
just
search
saying,
that golf
yeah.
course in Scotland that he owns.
No, he hasn't been there. They won't let him in.
Oh, they won't let him in anymore?
Nope.
No,
He's got legal
if he
problems
goes
over
to
there, too.
Scotland,
Yes.
if he goes to
does.
Scotland, he'll be given a subpoena,
Yeah.
and that's
So
what
he
he
go
doesn't
there.
want to go.
Yeah,
You
but
don't wanna
Jared
go.
could have taken him to Saudi Arabia, too.
Well,
went over there.
I'm not putting Jarrett and Ivanka out of any dealings. They know damn good and
No.
well what they were doing the whole time. It was a scam for them, too.
They know
Yes,
where
it
all the
was.
files
Yes,
are
they
buried.
know. It's
They
a
probably
family
all-
affair all the way through. It's been that way with the Trump Industries, Trump Corporation, Trump University, all of it. It's a family operation, baby. It's a scam from the word go, and you bet your ass every one of them's involved. And I hope every freaking one of them gets it.
Family grifting business.
That's it, baby. That's why, and that's why I was glad to see Letitia James go after everybody.
Yeah.
I just keep imagining myself, Tracy, sitting back there going, da da da. How y'all doing?
I keep waiting for karma. Karma's got to come back somehow.
Well, we're all waiting on that. That's what we're
Karma's
waiting
a
on.
bitch.
Some kind of a justice.
Well, it almost happened when
Because
his
we're
plane
tired
had
of
problems
watching
on
him
the
get
way
away
in
with
at one time.
I am.
But we were, unfortunately, it didn't make it all the way down.
Mm-mm.
He made it to a landing. So,
Oh,
yeah.
man. Somebody,
Well,
Ira
you know,
Chazelle
Biden
just
sort
said
of-
Jared owns apartments in Baltimore and he has been sued for $3.5 million for the renters because he's a slumlord and he has to pay back
Yeah,
a
he
lot.
doesn't fix anything.
Yeah. Well, he's just like Donnie. He's just like so many wealthy. They got wealthy. They didn't get that way just by being a nice guy. No, baby. Some of them,
If you
maybe.
walk
Some
in
of
there,
them, you know.
I guarantee you wouldn't want to go sit down in one of the toilets in those places. I guarantee you. Because they're so bad. I saw pictures.
Mm.
Oh, they're disgusting.
Yeah.
He does
I
nothing
think
to help those.
there's a only way you're going to ever get your government back, to be honest, again, is getting big money out of it, and that's the hard part.
therein
How you
lies
get
the
get rid
problem.
of big money.
Therein lies the problem. You know what that takes, Dave? That takes our legislation to vote on that stuff. And guess what? That would be voting against their own interests, wouldn't it? You're
Yes,
right.
it would.
I think the answer is term limits. Let's start putting term limits on. Let's put term limits on everybody in Congress and the Senate. Hey, I got an idea. Let's put term limits on the Supreme Court. You take your turn up there, you get your job done, you get out, and you make space for somebody else. Let's progress. Term
John,
limits
did
is the
you
only
see-
thing that could save it. But again, we're not going to get it because it has to be passed by the legislation.
Did you see the Wall Street Journal poll that just came out today?
No, I was just noticing.
90% of the people interviewed said they're going to vote in this election. 90%
Of what? Of who?
of the people interviewed said they're going to vote in the interim
I hope.
election.
I hope we see the biggest turnout in history. I just noticed a smart-ass squad just said, John, a hot air balloon crashed right in front of my apartment.
Huh.
I'm wondering if that's going on right now.
Where? It crashed in front of where?
Her
Her
apartment.
apartment.
Hey, Teresa Rojas. Hola, amiga. Yeah, I don't know if that's,
Where does she live?
are we playing a game? Should there be music
don't know.
playing? Dun,
Oh.
dun, 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 I can't remember.
That's a good question.
I can't remember.
Here's another one. 70% of the people who responded to the poll are white and middle-aged, between 55 and 60.
I hope we see the biggest turnout, and we should have it a big turnout. People I think right now are bringing more and more attention into their political field of view, just on the issues going on. Roe shook everybody's foundation. What?
Roe
They took away
came
Roe
out
v.
with-
Wade. Now we have to fight for abortion rights. Now that's on the issue.
In
And
that poll, Roe
Go
came
ahead.
out with 68% of people against having it overturned.
People
they-
should vote
Yeah.
because this might be the last time they get to vote. Okay, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of voting rights
Going in
issues
front of
coming
the
up
Supreme
with all
Court.
this redistricting and all the rest of that.
there are
Supreme
voting
Court
issues going
opens
in
up
front of the
tomorrow.
court. And
When
you
the
get
the
Republican
time-
By the
court,
way,
All
update
of-
on that
all of
hot
the-
air balloon accident. Smart ass squaw lives in New Mexico, and she said that happened this morning.
really?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Near
In
Albuquerque.
I hope
New
everybody
Mexico?
was okay. First words everybody always says after, I hope everything's okay.
New Mexico is one of the hot air balloon capitals of the
Yes.
United
Yeah.
States.
Yeah.
That's where everybody goes to ride them. Mama wants to go there.
Well,
Yeah,
no, I
stupid
don't think
trip
so.
because when I got her
In
there, I know
2000,
I know she wouldn't get on the board.
in 2016, the hottest air was in the White House.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a wonder the whole building didn't float off when he was in
But
there.
this redistricting, there's 2 cases coming up in front of the Supreme Court here shortly,
Mhm.
and it has a lot to do with whether or not these Republican legislatures in the states will have the right to keep their redistricting. That's one of the cases, and the other
Yes.
one has to do with um, totally redistricting vast populations out of the vote, out of the
Out
vote.
of the vote.
Period.
Yeah.
And a
Yeah.
third
And that's
case,
exactly what Texas has done.
yes.
The,
A
if you
third
look,
case is one in which I can't remember what state, but they sued, saying that this bakery or this place, I don't know if it's a bakery or what, that they did not want to do decorations or whatever for an
That's the
LGBT
website case.
couple that
That's the
wanted for their
website
wedding.
case, not wanting
Right.
to make
And
websites for gay couples.
well, they
Similar
basically
to the cake
are going to
case.
consider that this year, and so that's going to have a big impact on rights of gays.
yes, yes.
Yes, because
Guys, how did you think?
it's not the rights of gays. It's the evangelicals' right not to service gays. Okay,
Or
that's
whoever
what that
they want.
case is
Don't
about.
love.
How do you think
Which is,
better
If it goes
which
against
in my
my
opinion is a
religious
bunch of bullshit.
beliefs, then I shouldn't have to be able to create a product, whether it's a cake or a website, to service gay people because that goes against my religious beliefs.
Well, then
Right.
you're in the wrong business. Then you ought to quit making
Yeah.
cakes
Got-
or doing
Whatever
anything.
whatever
Supreme
your
Court
business
is at
If you
a
can't service
all-time
the
low.
public, then get the hell out of business.
They're only
Guys, how do you
35%
think-
right now.
There's no
approval.
difference in that and saying I won't bake a cake for a black couple. Ain't no difference. I
No,
don't give a
there
shit about your religious beliefs. Get out of business. I can't do that because it gets. Well, you're not
How
at
do
the
you
wedding,
think-
are you? Huh?
How do you think Beto O'Rourke went against Abbott in the debate?
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. I think Beto kicked his ass. I was impressed with how Beto's performance was. The one thing I can say about Abbott is if there was a drinking game going on, if the key word was Joe Biden, yeah, everybody'd be drunk within the first 15 minutes. I'm telling you, everything that came out of Abbott's mouth was because of Joe Biden. Joe Biden this, Joe Biden that. Oh, it's the border about Joe Biden. It's Joe Biden's economy. Everything was Joe Biden.
And he was a coward. He wouldn't let people in.
He wouldn't let. He didn't want an audience in there. Greg Abbott insisted that there would be no live audience. It was just going to be the.
Was he afraid of going to get hurt or
Yes.
something?
No, he's afraid of the people, getting upset. He still hasn't answered for Uvalde yet. He danced around that whole damn thing in that debate when they asked him about it. When they asked him about it, they asked him plain outright, "Don't you think you've gone a little bit too far right?" Oh, well, no, blah, blah, blah. I can't remember what he said about that shit. What really sticks out in my mind about that debate, because we sat and watched the whole thing. Just the confidence in the vision that Beto had, looking forward for Texas and the country, against a guy that everything he was doing was try to blame somebody else for everything that was going wrong in Texas. He's been governor for 8 fucking years. He's talking about how bad things are. Well, guess who's been governor, asshole? He has. And he dodged the whole thing about raising the age limit to buy an assault rifle from 18 to 21, which Florida did right after Parkland, and it only took weeks to do. Here in Texas, Greg Abbott says, "Oh no, anyway, because it's going to be turned over by the Supreme Court if I were to do that eventually somewhere down the line in a mythical case, there will be overturned. So what's the point in doing it?" That was Greg Abbott's excuse. Why do it? Because they're just going to overturn it. Well, how many lives could you save in 10 years, Greg? He doesn't give a shit. He's tied to the NRA. He's tied to the extreme right of this country, and he's made Texas into this cesspool of right-wing nut jobs who want to succeed from the Union but consider themselves great American patriots. Go figure that one out. And I want to thank Michael Johnson, who just came in with $5 and said, "I was told the other day, since I didn't serve overseas, I wasn't a veteran." What the fuck? Fuck Trump and those who didn't swear on the Constitution. Thank you, John. No, fuck you. If you put your line on the line, baby, that's the deal. Yes, you served your
My
country.
brother
Yes,
was
you're a
in
veteran.
Hawaii.
Not
4
everybody
years.
is a veteran
He's
served
not a
in
veteran?
combat. You think all the shit gets there just by some guy carrying it on their back? No. No, air support, Air Force. I'm talking long-range bombers. Those guys aren't on the ground. You think they're veterans? Hell yes, they're veterans. Yeah.
Hey,
It's
John. My brother was in the Navy, and 4 years he spent in Honolulu and Pearl Harbor. And you know what he did?
sat
He
on the
was a
beach a lot,
chauffeur for an
probably.
admiral for 4 years.
Oh, great job. Great job.
And so
Good
is he a
job,
veteran
buddy.
then or not?
I was stationed at Barbers Point, Hawaii for a while. Not
Well,
long.
is my brother a
I
veteran or
enjoyed
not?
it. Yes. Yes,
That's what I think.
Yes. Yes, there are combat veterans and then there are veterans. They're all veterans. If they served, they're a veteran. They put their life on the line. They put their name on a dotted line and swore to defend this country. Yes,
Well,
they
he
deserve
thinks
the
he's a
respect.
veteran.
Any one of them do.
He
We
belongs to
give
the
great
VFW.
reverence to combat veterans because of what they've gone through, what they've seen in their life. But their brothers, they don't look at him any different. No.
John, do you know what a chef de gare is?
A chef de gare? No. Can't say
It's a special branch of the VFW, and it's taken from the French military. And my brother was the chef de gare of his VFW branch, and then he was I guess, ran the whole state for a while in the state of Michigan.
You know,
So if he wasn't, he
most
worked
veterans
his
you will
way
not
up through
see.
all this, so he must have been a veteran.
You know, there are so many people. I stopped to pause because of the friends I lost, and it wasn't in a combat zone. It was back here at home, and you see stories of that all the time. Training missions
Accidents
gone
happen
wrong.
everywhere.
Yes, yeah. You don't know.
Hey, John, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
You got a 2 for Blue today?
Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, look at there. It is John Fredman. Travis hasn't come back home, so I haven't got it changed yet, and I don't know how to do it. We're doing Pennsylvania until Travis gets back, which should be this evening, so on the next show we'll train. Thank you. John
need to do
Fetterman.
Pennsylvania.
This is easy. Pennsylvania ought to be good. But John Fetterman up there running for Senate against, what's his name? Dr. Oz?
Mastriano.
No.
Good old Dr. Oz, yeah.
He's running against Oz, ain't he? Fetterman?
Mastriano's governor.
Yeah, Mastriano's the governor who is running against Josh Shapiro. So our 2 for Blues are both Pennsylvania. I'll try to change them. It's been a rough few days, baby. So yeah. But on the better note is I'm feeling better. I'm feeling much better. And I'm happy about that. But there's a specific reason for it. It's because I quit doing something, and I'm thinking it's working better. Anyway, Tailgater came in with donation $10 and said the Supreme Court is about to set our safe water standards back 50 years.
That too, yeah.
The price, yeah, because remember when
The poll shows the Supreme Court is at the lowest they've ever been.
Yeah. Confidence in the court is the
40%
lowest.
job approval.
Yeah. The trust that in the Supreme Court has dropped dramatically.
Their job
As well it
approval
should. After Roe v. Wade, you shouldn't be overturning 50 years of precedent. Just on the first crackle out of the box that is challenged while you're on the court? Really? Seems to me you had a plan before you got there. Let me thank Matt Otta, came back with another $5. Matt, be careful, and said, food for thought. Maybe it's time to start writing en masse to the Supreme Court and flood their offices. There's an idea. Yeah, there's a lot of confidence we've lost in the Supreme Court. And we don't have it now, and there's some serious cases coming up that affect affirmative action, race, gay rights, a whole shitload of crap that is important. And it's going to be coming to the court soon.
Do you think they're going to make decisions before or after the election? If they do it before, they just may make the election landslide for Democrats.
Yes, because everybody is concerned about the direction the court's going to go in. You know, it's a 6-3 court. At best, we can hope for is maybe a 5-4 decision, and we still lose. You know, this is going to be anything that's coming up that is based in religious values or some bullshit like that. Yes, this court's going to take it up. How could she look at what's her name at Amy Coney Barrett, Miss Jesus herself? Yeah, she'd be willing to take a case like that.
They're stupid if they do it before the election.
I think
Any decisions they make before the election
chip
is going to
away at
hurt
the
us
wall
even more.
between church and state. It's, you know, they've been tearing that wall down forever. You know, ever since the religious right came on the scene, ever since Ronald Reagan came in. That's where they've been going. You know, it's pushing that religious right all the way in there, and now it's wormed its way in there. But the mistake it made was Trump. The religious right fucked up in my book, big time, by supporting him, by going all full blood and guts for Donnie, going jackass nuts for him. Really? You threw your God in the ditch for that guy? And then you quote something out of the Bible. I can't remember what it was, that Jesus or God used a certain guy that wasn't really good, but he did something good. And that made it better or something. That. I can't remember what story it is. Make one up yourself. Same thing.
There may be hope, though, John.
How's that, DJ?
That is this poll that just came out today.
Yes, sir.
66% of the people do not identify. The word is not identify as born again or evangelical Christian.
Good. I hope not. I would be embarrassed to identify as an evangelical Christian. Look what
and
they've
the
done.
number of atheists was up there.
I'm sorry.
The number of people who left the church, I think, is just growing.
You know, I've recently got in contact with a very good Blue Dot, and he's a wonderful person, and he's a Christian, and he tells me all the time how he's blessed by God in his life, and it makes major things happen in his life, and he believes that. I told him, I'm jealous. I'm jealous that you have that feeling. I don't. I don't make it any bones with anybody I meet. I wish I had that feeling. I don't. I don't think I ever will. I've told y'all time and time again my thoughts on that. And it might be because I'm just a bitter old fucking man. But there's questions I have.
Yeah,
Fuck his questions. I have questions. I don't care what questions he has. He's already knows the answer to all the questions. Ain't that the deal? Well, I have questions. And they might be petty to him, but they're not to me.
There is some kind of fate controlling my life. Now, it may be God, it may not be God, but I can tell you right now that I don't have a feeling that it's a God either. I don't have that. What does it call it?
You know what I think?
The Holy Ghost.
Do you
the
need
Holy
a church?
Ghost, I've never felt that.
Do you need a church?
You know, you're supposed to feel the Holy Ghost if you're in Baptist
you're
church.
just supposed to live if you read the Bible, you should just live your life that way. Maybe it's because you should gather in groups and raise His name and praise. Maybe so, but the way I see churches nowadays, they're more political than anything. They got an agenda, baby. They're not out to help the poor. Are you shitting me? Who's this guy, this rich asshole down here in Texas? Joel Osteen. He had to be forced to open his church in Houston, his big, fancy, beautiful church, because he wouldn't let flood victims in there because they're going to mess up the place. And it wasn't until he was shamed on national TV that he got down there and opened the place up. Oh, look here, I'm going to do God's work. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. You live in a multi-billion-dollar fucking mansion, and you could give to the poor all day long, but you don't. You don't.
It's a white man's church.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sick of those kind of, and those churches are all over the country. Big, massive churches that proclaim to be doing the Lord's work, and they're raking in bucks, and they could be doing a whole lot more for the.
When's the last time you've ever seen a church, or even especially some of these big ones that raise millions of dollars, doing anything for the community? Out there on a sunny day, helping underprivileged children, organising bus trips for underprivileged children, helping out families that can't afford to clean their gutters and all that. I don't see any church. I still see the government doing this stuff that the churches claim that they do.
And look how much money they have. Timothy wrote, Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. Separation of churches says, to quote
in Arnold, Missouri,
go ahead.
The church spends its money on additions to the church, playgrounds for their kids, and a school for their kids. And you know what else? They put neon signs all around the church to try to get people to come in. You have a neon cross and then a neon sign telling you what the Sunday service is going to be. This is the topper, though. The Arnold City Police have to come out there and direct traffic when they let out.
Oh, I seen that when I was visiting in Tennessee. They have several big churches there in Knoxville, and the law would have to be out there directing traffic when they
That's
come out.
city money.
Yeah.
They're not paying those guys.
It's God's work. Let me thank Mark
No, yeah,
Perkins,
well-
who came in with a $5 donation and said, little by little, day by day, the right is stripping our rights away. And that's exactly what, I'm sorry. Thank you, Mark. For somebody that screams about their rights and all that stuff the right does, they're more willing to give up their rights than anybody I've seen. I'm sorry, I lost my thought. I was going to say something about something, but now I lost my...
It's all right.
Yeah.
Squirrel.
Squirrel. No, I was going to read something that went by in the chat, but now it's already gone, and I don't know where it went, and never mind.
Well, Michigan early
Let's
voting
do the
starting,
credits.
isn't it?
BW is saying credits.
Uh-oh. Is it time? Is it time for credits already? My, how time flies when you're having fun. And I've done.
Good conversation.
It does. It's been great conversation this evening, and I needed that because I missed Friday big time. But I just couldn't. I just couldn't, and wouldn't have been good anyway. But yeah, I rested Saturday, and yeah, there's shit going on.
Before we close down, John, I just wanted to say to everyone listening that it's worthwhile to go out to the Wall Street Journal and look at this poll, because this poll is heavily detailed. And I'm not going into everything that's in it, but you should just go out there, click on the link for the poll, and then open up all of the pages. There's like 7 or 8 pages of poll questions with results. The Wall Street Journal poll came out today. You should look at the details. That's what I did, and it's really, really interesting.
I think a lot of things are going to change. Oh, I'm looking at the Washington Post. I'm sorry.
According to them, the trend is going towards the Democrats.
Yes, and I think I think there is. I said it the other day. A very large voice that has not been it's not showing up in the polls. I think it's going to be a lot more than what the polls are showing. I think the turnout is going to be bigger. The discussion.
52% of the poll was women.
Women are a big driver in this country. You think?
Absolutely.
Yes, and a couple's life, you don't think the woman influences man's vote? Oh, hell yes, she does. He loves her.
The year of the woman.
He loves her.
The year of the woman.
Indeed. Is it? Well, it should be. It needs to be a referendum on the Republican Party itself. They have gone off the deep end with this guy, and it's dragging their party to a right-wing fascist dictatorship. And
dragging it, it's already there.
It's just about there.
Yep.
We're fixing to find out in a few days. That's what's scary, Dave. Is in 30-something days here, we're going to have a vote. But does it really matter? Because every one of the damn bastards are going to scream that it was they were cheated.
That's right.
And we're going to have to go through this whole freaking mess with this.
Every red state is declared to challenge anything that they can.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a shit fight.
It's going to be a shit show.
Look at
this very subject about the red states and their ability to change and change the vote, change the electors, change the way that we normally vote in this country is up in front of the Supreme Court coming up here shortly, prior to the election.
The whole election process could change.
They're going to hear this case. Yeah, this shit is serious, you guys. Yeah. Take somebody to the polls with you. Get somebody registered. We got the numbers. All we have to do is show up and cast our votes.
Yes.
This may be the last legal
if we don't do it right,
that we get.
Yeah, if we don't do it right, indeed. Because that's what the right is trying to do. They know they can't win outright. Trump has never won got more votes.
They've already told us they were going to do this. They've already told us what they're going to do, and we see.
Well, they're going to challenge a lot of people at the polls too.
They're showing us who
they're already going to challenge a lot of people in the red states at the poll.
That's what they're doing. So we need to be prepared for that. We need to be out in mass. The only thing they can't do is fudge numbers, baby. It has to be an overwhelming.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know
They've
either,
been
Dave.
studying.
That's what this
They've
whole
been
election
studying these
is about,
computers.
isn't it? Can they fudge
Yep.
the numbers? Can they get away with what they
Yep.
think they can do?
Well, we know
they're
that
gonna do something
they've had
with the
their
vote.
hands. We know that they've had their hands on the voting machines. We know that they've analysed them. They've been doing it behind the scenes.
know
We've
who
all
they
seen
are.
the
Been
video.
doing it in front of our faces.
Yeah, so, we know that they're going to cheat. Even their advertising. The woman at the last Republican meeting they had she said, no, it was the debate for the candidate. She said, we have to cheat better. And then, having a terrorist sign above their podium.
We
We
have
have to cheat better.
Fox News in court right now being slapped down for the lies that they told about the voting machines and broadcasted it all over, to their minions that watch them faithfully every fucking single day. I don't understand it. My brain can't comprehend that kind of stupidity, but that's just me.
I think you have to go back to the pen and paper.
In real time. We see it in real time. We
see
know
it
what
happening
these
every
people
day.
are going to do. They've already told us. And they told us what they're going to do if they get back into office. And that should scare the shit
If
out of
they
us.
get back in
yeah.
office, it's going to be revenge, baby. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Is
They
Biden
already
going to be
said it.
impeached if they get the House? Oh, hell yes. It is. They can't wait to get that train moving. Yes, it will be revenge
they said
tour.
that they will do is impeach Biden, impeach Kamala, and sit that fucker as
It will be
Speaker of the
Benghazi,
House
Benghazi.
so he can move right into being the president again. We can't let that
We're
happen.
not going to let that happen. We're not going to let that
Crazy
happen.
is trying to run this country, and
he's
they're
not gonna
out
be
in
the
front
And
of
as
the
much
door.
as
He's
we
gonna
talk
be a
about him, and as
tax
much as we all think it, I don't think he ain't got a shitting ass chance to sit in that house again. I don't think so. I really don't. I think that the tide is turning against him. The only thing he's going to have left is the diehard maggots, or those that think they can make a buck, and that's it.
He only has 34 or 35%
Of the
of people who want him
Republican
to
Party.
run again.
Of the Republican Party, 35%. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it was
Of the
down in
population.
30s. They don't even want his ass in there. He's ruining everything for everybody. He's forcing so far to the right that their candidates, Mitch McConnell called it right. It's the quality of their candidates. They're a bunch of nut jobs. They're truth deniers. They're election deniers. It's a disgusting example of what the Republican Party has become. And how long do they let that go on before the party itself has to make a decision on what are we going to do? I hope they just keep right on going, sinking the boat, baby.
I heard a rumor.
Huh.
Did Republican, what's his name, Trump's woman lawyer quit? I heard something to that effect today, and I don't know if it's true or not.
I don't know.
Hobbs or whatever her name is.
He has a hard time
Hobbs or whatever.
maintaining lawyers.
One of his
judges,
lawyers supposedly quit today, and not the one that quit the other day. This has just happened.
I haven't heard that.
I don't know where I heard it.
He's going to have no problems getting lawyers. It's the quality of the lawyer, like the quality of the candidate. It's the quality of the lawyer. And he cannot get quality lawyers. For one, it's a losing case. O.J. Simpson's got a better chance of getting a lawyer than he has. So how low is this man? How even the freaking top lawyers know he's going to go down. There's no saving him. So they're staying away from it.
I had Jeopardy.
Plus they don't get paid.
I just had Jeopardy music playing in my head. You know why?
What? Why?
Because Keith Thompson came in. My buddy Keith Thompson came in with $10 donation. He said $10 to Beto O'Rourke, $10 to Marcus Waters, and $10 to John and the Blue Dot family. Keith, thank you very much. But no, the reason the music was going off in my head was because I got to M. Waters and I went, oh no. M. Waters. Who's M. Waters? Who's M. Waters? And I think I got it right. Did I get it right? It's Marcus Waters in Georgia, running against Marjorie
Yes.
Taylor Greene, right?
Yes.
Dang,
Marcus
say,
Flowers.
where's my prize? Somebody, balloons should be falling from the ceiling. I swear.
Yay.
The shit that
He
I keep
figured
in
it
my
out.
head. It was Keith Thompson up in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Thank you, brother. We appreciate that tremendously. And thank you for supporting Beto O'Rourke and to Marcus Waters. And
Marcus
again,
Flowers.
Marcus Flowers. Oh, shit. Okay, that's Marcus Flowers, and he is running in Georgia's 14th against Marjorie Taylor Greene. Wait a minute. Who is M. Waters? Oh, man. Oh, Keith, I'm so sorry. The Rolodex is full. I'm telling you. Waters. Where's Waters running? Anybody know? Down in the chat.
Don't know.
Come on. Come on,
someone
you guys are
chat.
supposed to be on Google like really fast.
Sorry.
I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to the chat. I was looking at the chat over here. Maxine Waters. Maxine Waters. Who was it? Mark Perkins came in. Thank you, Mark Perkins. Maxine Waters. Of course. Jesus. See, I'm telling you. Thank you very much, Mark. And I'm sorry, Keith. I was just... I was going in the wrong direction, brother. We have a large field of some great candidates this time. We really do. Somebody earlier had made the mention that they thought that Beto O'Rourke reminds them of Robert Kennedy. And he does me too. I was very young in those days, but paid attention. Kennedys were a big thing in my family. Massachusetts, my mom was from. Kennedy was a Navy guy. It ran in the family anyway. Yeah. Anyway, so much for nostalgic. And by the way, I forgot at the very beginning. I got mail. Did I got mail from John and Carolyn Matjesco?
Yeah.
From Charlotte, North Carolina. Yeah, they came through the storm okay. They got some wind up there and everything, but we're swapping stories of life, and this one was a little bit about I don't know, big nuns with 3-foot long paddles, and it's what we go through in life and our travels across time. I enjoy hearing stories of people's lives. I run my mouth on here, and y'all know most of my life. You know a good portion of it. And so I love learning about y'all. So John and Carolyn, thank you very much. And hey.
I ask a question here.
What's that?
Am I reading this right? That Manchin is starting to pull the line and Cinema is gone swapping parties? I mean, is this bullshit or what?
I don't know.
Probably.
Read
I
that
seen
again.
a
I'm sorry.
headline. I seen a headline over the weekend that
Right.
said something about the Republicans now turning on Manchin and Cinema swaps parties, and that was just a headline. Didn't read the article.
I haven't
It
heard
was
of her
from
swapping parties.
one of my I don't know who it was. It was one of my subscriptions. It's just come to my mind. I remember it now, but yeah, indicated that Cinema was leaning Republican to become
Well,
a
you know,
Republican.
she was bragging the
and
other day
Manchin-
about how she shares the values with Mitch McConnell.
Well, maybe it's true.
A
And
vision.
Manchin
Share a
is now
vision.
starting to. Manchin's starting to act like a Democrat now, apparently.
I hope both of them
Because-
get shocked into the fact that if we take the Senate like we should and what it's looking like, and oh Lord, that it's going to make their vote irrelevant. And that's what both of them have wallered in the glory of, that we have to beg for their damn vote, and they get whatever they want because we have to appease the shit out of them to convince them to vote for our side.
Well, in the
And-
meantime, they're both
Well,
chameleons.
Yes. In my
Right.
book, but the danger is if you just get pissed off of them, tell them go fuck you, and go over to the Republican Party, and they do. Well, the Republicans take the control of the Senate. Double-edged sword there. So we have to work with them. But
Well, it's got something to do with the Joe Manchin backed and voted for the climate change provisions, and which apparently I think he had an agreement with the Republicans maybe not to vote for it, but he did.
Yeah.
I think that's where it sparked
you got to
off.
remember, Joe Manchin, he comes from coal company, and his business is coal. He's a Democrat, but and we ought to give him credit for being a Democrat in West Virginia anyway. That's kind of hard to do.
True, true.
And it does. It makes you almost think, well, there was a deal made to get that done. Uh, and some would say that's exactly what it is. I think Robin Kincaid would agree with that. And she's from there.
And may I add, I'm sorry to hear about all the deaths in Indonesia at the soccer match. That's unbelievable.
That is just hard. That's just terrible.
Isn't
Over a
it?
soccer game, what was it,
Kids.
120 something people?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, kids.
Yes,
Some were kids.
over a soccer game. That's sad. It's just sad.
It is.
It's just heartbreaking to see such inhumanity. I don't know.
I see.
What do you call it?
Stephen Miller on Fox the other day. He's finally come out from under the rock. Stephen Miller, saying that it's
really?
going to be. Oh yes, he's done an interview with Fox, and he was intimating that
so.
they will win.
Donnie's
They
gonna
will
again.
win, and
Yep.
they will be. Yeah, they're going to gain this, keep the Senate, and they're going to gain the House, and they are going to pay back the Democrats, whatever payback means.
Yeah, what does
They
They're
don't
gonna
want another
impeach
party.
and fold everything.
Well,
This is-
it's going to be the long knife, isn't it? They're going to
Yeah.
get rid of the opposition, totally
what they-
destroy it.
That's what
That's
they're
what
going to
Hitler
try.
done.
Boy, howdy.
Isn't it
Never-
strange how just, I mean, Italy's gone fascist, Greece has gone fascist, England is now thought they voted in a fair woman. She's turned out to be a little bit fascist.
A little right wing. A little right wing. It's been going
Yeah.
around. So can we
It
expect
has been
America to
going
be any
around.
different in this climate? But we have to be the ones to make the difference. And in
But
the
then
United
you've got
States,
Iran.
I think it's, yeah. Well, see, you
There's
see
the
what's
women in
going on
Iran.
in Iran and in Russia. Iran with that young lady being killed because the morality police killed her, which is an ignorant statement just in those words. And then you see what's going on in Russia. Yeah, there's going to be turmoil in the world. I'm glad Joe Biden's
a brother-
president and not Donnie Boy. I guarantee you that shit.
It's a new world.
Me too,
It's
John.
a new world order.
Things
New
are
world
changing
order.
all over the place, indeed. And yeah, it's almost scary sometimes.
I
isn't
hate
it?
to think that communism overtakes
I don't think. it will.
Democrats.
I don't think so. I don't think so. People enjoy their freedoms, not only here but around the world. I don't think Europe would slowly fade into that. But I don't know. Don't take my word. Look at Italy. Anyway,
You just don't know. Yeah, you don't know.
yeah, you don't know. You don't know. It's only
You
by our
cannot-
participation in this that our democracy even survives. That's what democracy is all about. Our participation, self-governance, That's us. If we don't do it, it don't get done. If we don't do it, we allow it to fall into the hands of people that would pervert it and use it for their own benefit, and that's what we've seen. So when we talk about democracy and self-governance, it's our duty. It's our responsibility to be involved in this. We don't have anybody to blame if the other side wins. We didn't show up. We didn't pump the pom-poms hard enough, whatever it is. But if we don't get our ass out there and participate in this shit, you bet your ass there's people out there just waiting to take it. Donnie being the biggest one now, but look up and down the Republican Party. There's a whole lot of them, baby. Self-governance. We're the self. So be that way. Be prepared. Be a part of it and be involved in it. This is our life and our future. It's what we're fighting for. Anyway, that's about it. I guess we'll wrap it up for the evening. I want to thank everybody for coming in tonight and being a part of this. That's what it is about. What this family that we have formed. It tells me that everybody in here is involved in politics. They are interested in it. To be able to sit through a conversation like this and talk about things like this. It tells me you're involved, and that warms my heart. Because we are small in numbers per se, and when I say that, I'm talking about 80,000 people. Between platforms, we have about 80,000 followers. So that's not a small group. It's not the world, but it has a great influence when you're talking about that many people across platforms. So we have a reach, and I like to think that we're making a difference. So keep the voice going. Talk to your friends. Work it into a conversation. Make sure they're ready to go. Nudge them along if they're not that interested. Remind them that it only works if we participate. If we don't participate, we don't got right to bitch. And y'all know me, I like to bitch. Anyway, Catman, are you in here, brother? I'm sorry, I'm signing off. I ain't even said hello.
Hello.
John's back to doing his shit again. What are you doing?
I just sent out a note and I made a misproduction about Mr. Flowers and Mr. Waters. You know, I want to correct that. I sent the correct site,
Okay.
but that veteran, that man, that respectable man needs to get that woman MGT out of office.
Oh, yeah. Marcus
Yeah.
Flowers?
Marcus
Oh, I
Flowers.
hope he beats her
I
butt.
don't know why I called him Waters.
I was in the right district.
Flowers.
I ain't shitting you. Jeopardy music was going on in my head. As soon as I seen that comment pop up, I went, oh shit. Oh shit.
Did it hurt?
Yes, it did. It distracted me. It threw me at my game off, man. I was just sitting here going, and then all of a sudden it went, Marcus Waters? Sounds good. Let's go with that. And so, yeah.
I was
Boy,
trying
howdy
to type
shit.
too fast at 3 different screens.
How's
So,
everything in life, buddy? How's the weather up there? It was 61 this morning when I got up. 61, Keith.
68, absolutely beautiful.
I put my sweater on. I'm
I
sorry,
think
dude. I'm
60
a whip.
was my high today.
I almost got naked.
No. It ain't that damn warm. I'm waiting. I want to see your ass back out on the ice fishing shit. That's what. You know something? That's something I've never experienced, and I'm so much of a fisherman. I would do that, just to say I would. I hate freezing shit. I hate cold. I hate ice, snow, all that shit y'all love up there. Looks pretty in a postcard. I hate that shit. It's cold, but I'd put up with it to go fishing.
What about canoodling? Have you done canoodling?
No, I don't do that shit either. I sticking my hand under no log underwater, see what bites
Yeah,
in there.
how can you do?
No.
Yeah,
No.
that's oh yuck.
Nope. Dangle your
Just
fingers
like
down
you
there and
do
wait something
snagging.
bite your ass. No. I'm going to
It's
stick
not-
a
They do
hook
snagging
down
in
there, and maybe
Michigan.
if he bites the hook, I'll pull his ass out. But that's the only fishing. I ain't doing no noodling. I'm too old for that shit anyway.
Jump out of the truck, which is nice and,
And if
warm.
you were to just get back,
the shack, which is nice and warm, and you pull up a 3-pound
There you go.
walleye
there you go. I'm up for that.
and fix it in the tent.
Just close the door. Keep the door closed, please. Don't open the fucking door. Come in here and fish, and that's it. We'll drink beer, fish, and that's it. Don't open the fucking door. We'll wait for it to melt.
But how do you keep warm in the shack? Do you got a heat or something? Have you?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. They got heaters in there. They're melting the floor.
I've seen
No, they
it.
got wooden
I've
floors.
seen it. They show that movie, Good Old Men or Grumpy Old Men, where they're doing the ice fishing. That I thought that was really strange, getting out there with a 6x6 box and fishing.
Timothy just asked, aren't there gators down there? And that's what I was going to remind Dave. You can go out there and noodle if you want, but not me, because I've seen what else is in that river. Yeah, we have alligators and we have big-ass gar. So, no, I'm not dingling my fingers in there.
Moccasin
Anyway.
too, don't you?
Huh?
Do you guys have water moccasins that
We have
far
water
west?
moccasins, yeah. Yeah.
You don't want to get bitten by one of those.
Rattlesnakes. I've got rattlesnakes crossing my driveway. So, yeah, you're always on the lookout for whatever.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit what it is. We have a lot of scorpions down here. Lots of scorpions, so.
Okefenokee
ass.
Swamp is full of water moccasins, and
Well, you
believe
know,
me, I used to go down there
the
on field
danger-
trips, and I'd see them all the time.
The danger of
Again, I don't know
scorpions.
how you people live in a place where things bite you and chase you and want to eat
I
you.
do too. I can't understand it. Why would you live in a country where things attack you and you got big, nasty killing things?
We got things that will hurt you, and then we have things down here that will make you hurt yourself.
Big teeth.
Like when you turn to run and run into a tree, or run right into a cactus bush or some shit. I've done.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, mesquite.
You better come down to Australia
I've
where it's
said-
safe.
There ain't nothing out in the brush around me that doesn't scratch you, poke you, bite you, or whatever. You're not running through this. We have mesquite trees, big old thorns, weesatch trees, big old thorns on them. We have cactus. We have also just everything out there. Will scratch
Yeah,
the
you
shit
just
out of you.
Do
Don't you
little
have the
ballet
two most
moves up there?
dangerous venomous snakes?
We have rattlesnakes. We have coral snakes, moccasins. Yeah, we have a whole variety of
Trumps.
things that make you
Yeah.
hurt yourself. Yeah, when you turn
On a
to run away
slightly
from.
different topic
And trumpers.
there,
Yeah, we have trumpers.
you've been
Which
able
is the
to
worst.
take like old empty milk jugs, tie a rope on it, a fish hook, some old meat, and just stick it in the river and go for catfish.
Oh, jug fishing. Yeah, people that run trout lines around here, they'll bait up a trout line, then come run it. Pick up the
Aren't
catfish.
they illegal in Michigan, Mr. Chick? Aren't trout lines illegal?
I'm gonna say they are because I've never heard of anybody doing them here.
Yeah, my brother, I think, used to run them illegally over in some river.
I
Maybe.
don't think they still do it here. What I did in
You
my
can
Did you hear
youth.
that? Did you hear that,
Was a-
police?
was-
His brother, police. His brother.
Hey,
Have you
I
ever heard
live
of
12 miles from a river full of rainbow trout, and that's where I'm going when I go up.
JD,
in
have
a
you ever
month
heard
or
of a
so.
telephone?
Me?
Yeah. You ever heard of a telephone in relation to fishing?
No.
Okay.
If you shock them,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah. When I
that's
was
what you're talking about. You
probably in
crank
my
it,
20s,
shock
my
'em.
brother-in-law had one of these things. It was about the size of an ice cube, had two leads coming out of it. You hook it up to a battery, throw the leads over the back of the boat, and you drive slowly. Well, there's a current down there.
Yeah.
When you drive over catfish, it messes with them, and they'll come up to the top of the water, flopping around, and you grab them. That's.
Well, I used to do that with cherry bombs, throw it in the creek
Yeah.
and watch the fish float to the
I
top.
thought it was rather slow because, that'd take a long time to even find one, and there's not much excitement in it. I'd rather fish. Anyway, we're going
Well,
to wrap
cherry
it up.
bombs are excitement.
Yeah.
And dynamite's even better.
Well, you heard about that old boy that went fishing with that game warden sitting out there every day. This guy would show up with a big old boatload of fish. Where are you fishing? Where are you? Oh, I got a spot out there. He said, well, can I go with you? Yeah. The fisherman the next day goes out, and game warden gets in the boat. Well, show me where you're fishing. He says, sure, right out there in this spot. And the guy pulls out a stick of dynamite, lights it, and throws it overboard. And the game warden says, hey, you can't do that. It's illegal. And the guy lights another stick of dynamite and hands it in the game warden's hands. Says, you going to fish or you going to talk? Simple as that.
Yep.
Anyway, DJ, thank you for coming by, brother. We appreciate it. Always.
I love it. Enjoy it.
All right. And Catman56, thank you for the donation, and we worked out who M. Waters was, brother. We got it fixed up. Thank
yeah,
you.
we got it.
We got it.
We're
brother.
all on the same team.
We're on the same page now. Anyway, thank you for coming by. Mr. Chick, thank you so much. We appreciate it tremendously.
You're welcome. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Like, share, and subscribe. How many likes we got tonight, Dave?
Let's hit that button, guys.
Yeah, hit the
Let's
button.
get
Hit
to
the like
100 if
button.
we can.
Let's get it up there. If
We got
can.
87.
It makes-
These
if you ain't
this
done it
family's
yet,
good at this.
hit that button. We
This-
appreciate it tremendously.
It does help a lot, guys.
Even
I mean,
with
with
Republican friends, I will shoot off clips of John and his rant. They come back and say, you know what?
What?
Okay,
All right.
he might have a point.
Yeah.
It awakens them. Thank you, John.
They always come back. Well, he's not one of them libtards. He's just one of them. No, I'm a libtard. I am all the way. Keith, thank you so much. Ozzy, thank you for coming by, brother. We appreciate it tremendously. Always.
my pleasure, my pleasure. You just got a super chat come in, mate. It's going to ding in a minute.
Trying to dig in a
I
minute.
think you just got a super chat. Yeah, it's going to ding in a
Let's
minute.
see.
I'm pretty sure.
How can you see that in the future? I ain't seen it.
Well, I don't know. I just looked at the YouTube feed and I seen a big orange thing go past as you said, thank you, Ozzy. And that tells me that,
I just seen says thank you, Ozzy. Oh, did you do it?
no.
Ozzy
I
and
see
I
the,
said,
I see the thank you, Ozzy Dave. Well, she must just be
Oh,
thanking
that's
you
just,
for being here.
Some people do say thank you, which is thank you very much. I appreciate that because it's so heartwarming.
Hey,
But Mark Perkins, yeah, Mark, you got friggin' snakes over there too. Yeah, we've got snakes over here. But Mark, the snakes over here are nowhere near. You got 1,000 varieties of snakes. We probably got 400 or 500. There's just no comparison.
Yeah, no, y'all got the freaking spiders that are as big as a freaking plate. I seen them, and that's it. Y'all can keep that shit.
Yeah, they're friendly. They're nice spiders.
Yeah, nice
they're friendly.
I ain't seen a nice spider. Spiders are one of those things that make you hurt yourself. You don't you just all you have to do is walk into a spider web. You will hurt yourself.
Dave, what are the 2 most venomous snakes you have?
The brown snake.
The brown
and what
and the what would be second to the brown snake? I suppose the red-bellied black snake.
Red-bellied
Those
black
have
snake.
the most venomous bite?
Well, they're the ones you avoid.
Okay.
You know what the most deadly snake in the world is?
There's not many snakes in Australia, if any, that will kill you straight away. You'll always have time to get to a hospital if you do the right thing and don't panic and that. But in America, you got snakes that will kill you in 2 minutes.
You know what the most dangerous snake in the world is?
There are neurotoxins and hemotoxins. And rattlesnakes are all hemotoxins. But when you get bit by a coral snake, that's a neurotoxin. And we don't have that many neurotoxins, but the bad part I got about getting hit with a hemotoxin is if you don't get to the hospital right away, it'll rot your skin off.
You know what the most dangerous snake in the world is, DJ?
Do what?
You know what the most dangerous snake in the world is?
I thought it was the fer de lance.
It's the one you
Tiger snake?
It's the one you it's the one you don't see.
The trouser snake.
That's the most dangerous snake in the world. It's going to be the one you don't see. The dangerous most.
Hello.
That's the one that's going to get your ass. A rattlesnake, I love them. They'll let you know where the hell they are. You walking through the brush, and all of a sudden you hear, yeah, he's right over there, and I'm going this way. It's a warning.
In Missouri, a lot of the snake bites come from people who are at dusk, and they don't see the snakes on the ground. They step right on them.
Go ahead of shit.
Because it's getting dark.
Anyway, it is getting dark, so I guess I better go check on my wife and make sure she's still all right. I think my boys might come home. I don't know. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for being here. Bernadette, don't think I forgot you, baby. Thank you so much for being here.
I love you, John.
I love
hey,
you
John,
too.
I want to thank you for putting on this platform several times a week and giving us all a chance to come in here and voice our opinions about this country that we live in, because right now we still have the right to say what we say on air.
We have a
That
right
could
to
change,
be here.
y'all. Democracy is on the ballot this time around. Let's get out there and make sure we keep it alive. It is an experiment.
Be a part of it.
Doesn't have to succeed.
Be a part of
Okay.
it.
Let's get in. We won't have the right to say it anymore.
And the worst snake that we have here in America is named Fuck Trump.
Is a Trump snake. Yes. It's a GOP snake. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Thank you for the conversation that goes on in Facebook, on YouTube. This family that we've grown, this is what Bernie, that's right. This is what it's about, baby. This family. And I want to thank every one of you for being a part of it. Anyway,
thank you for joining us together, John.
Thank you for thinking that I'm the reason for it. It's not. It's y'all. It's y'all that make this. It ain't my voice, baby. It's y'all's voice that makes this. You know, I do my shit on my little videos. There you go. I kick out my opinion. This is family, baby. This is family, and I treasure it. Anyway, Mutual Admiration Society will wrap up now. We all love each other. I appreciate every bit of this. Don't ever think I don't. I don't take this for granted, and never has that been more noticeable to me than lately. I don't take this for granted. I'm a blessed guy, and I'm not even a religious guy, but I know I'm blessed
It's
to have
one of
this
the
family.
things that we appreciate
Well,
of your vibe, and we all know it, we feel it, and it brings us together. So thank you.
all right. I love you back. Okay.
All right.
You wrap it up, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Get the room. Get
As
the room.
Gary says, to all a good night. So I love you. We'll be back here again. What today? Today's Sunday, right?
It is. Yep.
It's
It
Sunday.
is Sunday. Damn these
All day.
days. We'll be back here on Tuesday for another Blue Dot Family meeting. Enjoy your Monday. Try to put a smile on your face and make somebody else smile, baby. And get that whole shit going and make the whole world better. Anyway, I love you. And y'all say goodnight to everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. We're going to see you again on Tuesday. We love you.
Be safe
Thanks
out
for
there.
being